Right, give me a few seconds because there we go. Okay, hello everyone. Sorry, sometimes my recording takes like 30 seconds to actually start.
Oh no.
But hello, my name is or Dewpoint. Welcome to a Toonkind at 12 FPS, called Book, Line and Sinker. And today I'm going to be playing who else but the bastard bird in a wheelchair, Love is Blind. And would my wonderful co-conspirator player slash person like to introduce themselves?
Hello. I am Inky, and I will be playing a very mysterious stranger who
Completely, totally normal person.
completely
Just your
normal.
average Joe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And
So,
yeah.
sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go
No, no, no,
ahead.
no, no, no. I did want to ask. So we're at the library, right?
We are at the library.
Yes.
Mm,
What's we're in the like a major library. What is Lao doing there?
So, for people that are not keeping up with Laos stuff, he was recently housebound for a good while because of events. I rattle my fingers at Two Truths and the Lie if you want to listen to that, but also please read the warnings. Yeah, and he's basically been recovering for the past few months from
Oh,
that.
gee.
And finally, he is well enough to go out and just do things without needing to be escorted or watched or monitored or hovered over. Um, he's been able to do that for the past few weeks, really, but now he actually has time to do something he hasn't had time to do, which is research for lots of different things.
Oh,
So
fun.
yeah, he is. Yes, it's fun for him. He likes doing research. He likes using
No,
his
no, I,
noggin.
I, I I did mean that genuinely. Like,
Oh yes, libraries are fun. By the way,
yeah,
you should go
yeah.
to a library.
Go
Go to
support your
your
local
local
library.
library. Yes, he is heading to the library. He is in the library. Um, but yeah, he's probably been there. I would say this is about early morning, just past like time everyone's gotten to work, because that's when
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
quietest.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, so it's early in the morning, and Lao's in the library doing. Is he in any particular section? Like, is he?
so with Lau, he is probably A upstairs because he likes to be in high places, and B probably near a window because it's springish time and it's getting a little warmer and it's nice to be near the sun. Um, he is also probably on obviously someone with wheelchair access, but it's like a long, those long benches you get, and the higher tables just kind of slightly above it.
Yeah, yeah.
He's probably there, and he is probably surrounded by what can only be described as a fortress of books.
Oh, wow.
Like probably some of them have unintentionally, but very much been stacked like turrets. Probably there's probably gaps between where a couple are stacked, where they look like those little slats where you can shoot
The
arrows out.
little yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the old styly castles.
um, could Lau please roll? I don't want to say perception because he's not actively perceiving. Uh,
Yeah. Right, let's go. Let's see. I can my thing roll, please. Right, so let's do some maths. Let's do some maths. That is a 15.
okay,
Nice.
okay. So I think he does notice a shadow slowly rising, uh, to I'm gonna say the right of him, to where the window is, where the sun's shining in, just kind of like steadily rising up and kind of blocking out the sun a bit.
Okay. As this shadow rises over one turret and then another turret, and then slowly casts shade over the writing in whatever book he's reading at the minute. He's probably got like one like blank journal open and another book next to him that's actually got information in it. And he's just been writing with his hand because Lao's hand is made of charcoal, so he doesn't use utensils, he uses his hands.
Right, right. That's cool. That's
And
cool.
as he's scribbling in his book, he doesn't look towards the window, but he does slightly turn his beak towards that direction, eyes still locked on what he's writing. And he will say, so if that's you, we've discussed about how you shouldn't be entering through windows, and also you're banned from the library. You know why?
And you hear, oh, I do not, you are not allowed to enter through windows.
Now stops writing. Blinks a couple of times. Ted slowly lifts up.
Oh,
Towards the window.
there is a figure, a tall kind of dark figure that's standing on the windowsill. They have a large, like a wide brimmed hat. They have a long trench coat that's about as long as like maybe a couple of Laos tall. They have their features are completely covered in shadow, save for one glowing eye. And they are, as far as you can tell, Lao, they've just come in through the window.
Oh, okay. Val blinks a couple times very slowly at this figure. Then he kind of looks behind them to the window, then back at them. I presume not. I usually take the front doors. I only usually use the windows if necessary. But I suppose you can really enter however you like, considering you're not soul.
The figure blinks once at you, turns around to face the window, and then turns to face you and says, it is not absolutely necessary, but it is convenient, isn't it?
Oh, well, yes, incredibly. He nods. It's easy to get in and out for certain. Nobody really checks windows for people entering or exiting unless it's after hours. I would tend to recommend, if you're actually entering somewhere after hours, that you perhaps use a little more of a discreet entryway. Windows are very obvious.
The figure tilts their head and they say, "Query, question. Is after hours where everyone in the building goes to sleep?"
Yes. Well, no, not necessarily. It's typically when the building is no longer open to the public, if it's a public building, and if it's a private domicile, typically you don't enter there unless you're given permission. And I'm gonna roll something here. Okay. You want to roll a perception for me very quickly?
Oh, absolutely. Let's see.
I forgot he doesn't have a mod for this. Um,
Perception.
you see him kind of turn.
It's exclamation D20. In my case, perception.
Exclamation R D20.
R D20. R space D20.
Space D20.
Plus 4. Oh wow, that's well. It's not great, but
You kind of see him. He finishes the sentence, just turn away, hide his beak behind another turret. You think you see his mouth move, but you can't hear him say anything. Yeah, he kind of. Sorry.
oh no, go.
All right. Turns back towards his books and kind of waves his spare hand. That's not writing currently. I don't know who you are or what exactly you want, but if you're going to do something like steal from the library, I would ask that you not involve me, as I really don't need any more court summons.
The figure tilts their head again and then nods and goes, this database is this place allows you to not steal but borrow, right?
Well, yes. Typically you can borrow so long as you're, what's the word, affiliated or have, they usually give you like a little card that gives you permission to borrow from them. If you borrow, and he stops writing and air quotes, borrow from them and don't return it, then they will hunt you down, and take it back, usually by force. May also have to pay a fine.
You hear them make it an aside. I do not want that. And they go, and then they perk up and say, I understand. I will borrow with a card. And then they move onward past you, and they kind of actually you make a perception check. It's not very, it's pretty obvious, so I'll make it easy, but
Sure. It's obvious, you say. I won't make it difficult, you say. So serious.
Lau, you find it completely normal for being to just kind of this tall cloaked being to just kind of be sliding across the floor, like the bottom of the, like there's no like not your usual like gait or walk or pace. It's just no walking cycle at all. It's just this kind of like, it's perfectly natural, you think, for someone to just kind of slide across the floor.
Listen. It is neither it's not Lau's business whether this person glides, cartwheels, or somersaults their way through the flames. Counterpoint, also, he is he is distracted by a very juicy bit of information that he is hurriedly writing down.
Fair enough. Well, so Lau, you go back to your research, and I'm gonna see. Gonna see if I think investigation. Ooh, okay. The stranger stops and then backtracks a little bit to a nearby shelf, and they stare up at it, and they continue staring at it, and then they kind of do one more roll because it's funny.
If it's funny, do it.
Okay.
A Toonkind rule.
That's not terrible. Oh gee.
Ooh, nice.
Oh gee. You can hear a strained kind of as they're just very slowly and shakily lift their arm upward and reach it up as high as they can. They
Dream this figure cannot reach something.
they're trying to reach the top shelf. And like if Lau at all is hearing this or looking at it, he would notice that the arm is very droopy. Like there's no elbow point. It's just like it kind of just sags as it lifts. Like the hand seems to be the only point of force.
Oh, okay. I just rolled a concentration check. See if Lau can focus. The little noises they were making. So, you know that thing when someone disturbs you and you're suddenly out of your zone and you cannot help but focus on what they're doing?
Yeah.
It's pretty much like that. Like the three curls in the back of Lau's head just kind of slowly kind of drifts around in their direction and just ping, 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 with every noise they make.
Yeah.
And Lau really tries to focus. With every ping, his head gets slowly further and further down from the turrets of towers of books. For all you can see is just a ping, 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 ping of one of his curls. Or you hear a slap, slap of two books being closed, shelved, and he. Oh, there's my concentration completely gone. He picks one of the books up, puts it on his lap, falls away from the table. I'll sing as I've lost all ability to concentrate on what I'm doing, and he'll. I believe I'm asking this, but. Do you need any assistance?
The figure is still reaching up, and they're managing to reach all the way up. It's still taking a lot of focus for them, and they go, statement. I am doing okay. I just need to pull this tome out of the shelf and it will be fine, and and they manage to actually grab onto the tome that they've been reaching for, and they seem to brighten at this achievement, and then they start to try tugging it, and they tug at it again, and they tug at it again, and they tug at it again.
Al is now starting to roll himself over, and he's kind of squinting, looking at the figure, looking at the bookcase, looking back at the figure. I think you need to stop doing that. If you tug that too hard, the bookcase will come down on you, and you seem to be struggling quite a bit, so just sort of, and he waves one of his hands in a shooing motion. Just let me do it, I'll get it down for you.
Oh no, it is all it is all right. I do this all the time. I have strong elbows.
Now looks down at the floppy, floppy, very much very much non-existent elbows. Yes, I can see that.
And but they hear your statement on the dangers of this, and once that processes to them, they kind of release the book and yank their hand back and say, I I was not under the impression that these libraries were so dangerous.
Now, give me a second. I'm gonna roll something. Oh, lovely. Hey, so this was a whiz save to see if Lau was gonna be a little shit or not. And yeah, okay. He's gonna be a little shit. On one hand, he thinks slightly better of it, but fuck it. He's lost his concentration.
Yeah.
He's slightly irritable.
That's fair.
So what he's gonna do, he's gonna look at this figure and its strange, singularly glowing eye. He's gonna lift up his fingers and he's gonna snap his fingers. And he's gonna cast. What was it? Let me double check. He's gonna cast Guiding Hand. Oh no, not Guiding Hand. That's the wrong one.
Magic Hand?
Yes, Mage Hand. That's the babe. Oh, wait, he doesn't have. I don't think he has Mage Hand.
Oh,
Never
no.
mind. Hang on. Hang on. I know. I can't remember what it is he has, but he has it. Where are you, you son of a gun? Oh yes, Unseen Servant. That's it.
Yeah.
And this stranger is just going to see the book that was on the shelf rattle slightly, and then just easily come loose and start to float over, not towards them, but towards Lau. And as the book is floating its way over towards Lau, he's just going to nod and say, "Oh yes, no, libraries can be incredibly dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. There's, well, the bookshelves don't tend to be incredibly secure," and he kind of pokes the bookshelf, which just exists. You could get clobbered by either a falling bookshelf or a falling book. You could trip on the stacks, and he gestures over to another aisle where there is probably like a few college students, and they're just tired out of their mind, getting books. And there's like books all over the floor, and you just see a pile of them. Not of books, but of college students. Who've all just tripped over the books, fallen where they have, and passed out because they are shit. And they're all just me.
Yeah.
And Lau continues. These are just the obvious hazards. Not even speaking about what the librarians would do to you if you were found to have, well, not returned a book you borrowed. So, I definitely recommend that you be very, very careful in here. He's gonna look at the book that this stranger was trying to take off the shelf.
It is titled Traps for Non-Roguish Sorts.
Al's eyes, which were narrow anyway, get even narrower. Oh. I don't... I don't know what this is for, but I wish you the best of luck with it. And he hands it over. The book just floats on.
Let's see. I can do it, I believe. Oh, shit. That's a nat 20. The book is carefully taken and held with ease. And they hold it close, like maybe up closer to where their chest would be, and they go, I will keep all that in mind. Thank you.
Don't mention it. No, really, please don't mention it. It's fine. Just kind of waves a hand. Just. And I'm gonna roll something again. He waves a hand and he stops and he just kind of slowly lifts that hand to his forehead and smooth it over his very bald head, over down his curls, puts his head up to the ceiling, and might regret asking this, but I get the feeling that if I don't assist you in this, gestures up and down at all of you, there's a feeling I get on occasion where disaster may strike. It's rather well honed. You strike me as the sort that, if left to their own devices, will bring things down around them. Quite literally. That's not the case this way. As much as it...
Hang on, I'm gonna roll a d2.
Whilst you're rolling that, I was just going to finish with, so I suppose, now that my concentration is lost, if you do need assistance with anything else, just come find me.
You see them kind of almost like bristle a bit, but then they stop at your offer to help them, and they look down the bookcase. They look for like a couple bookcases down, and they go, question, can you accompany me to the I section?
Can this person roll a very quick perception?
Yeah.
Actually, no, don't bother.
Oh.
I'll make it very obvious. Al quite blatantly looks at the section of this person's quote unquote face that is missing an eye.
They tilt their head and they go, I mean this is the T section here, And then there's the I section over there.
Yes, I'm quite familiar with how libraries organize their things, their books, and other lendable materials. Just stay here. Don't move. He wags a finger. Need to pick up some books, make sure I don't forget them like last time, and I will be with you in just a moment. Turns around, moves away in his wheelchair, and you hear like a few books getting like comes back around, then gestures hands like a follow me sort of gesture. Come along then, I'll show you where you need to go, and if there's anything in particular you're looking for, let me know. I've been in here often enough, I know more often than not where things are.
The stranger nods at them at Lao, and they follow after him, and they seem to be considering what to say next, but they.
I will say, there's like 3 books on his lap. He's falling away with. If you want a conversation starter, you can maybe try and roll perception or investigation on that.
Yeah.
Give you some options. Give you a dialogue tree.
Yeah.
And whilst that's going on, I am also going to roll a little something something.
Oh my god, wait. Oh. Wait, was that... Did I type that right? Yes, I did. Okay.
Okay, and that plus that. Hey, Inky.
Yes?
Just rolled an investigation. Lau kind of looks back over his shoulder as he's moving. He kind of gives a glance up and down at this character. With a 16, what would you be able to give me with him investigating and squinting? He's trying to tell what's going on under there.
Well, you would be able to see that, like, typically with a person with bulk, the you would be able to at least see some kind of shape from beneath the material. It feels like this whole from the shoulders down for the trench coat, it's kind of leaning back flowing back a little bit at an angle. In fact, it seems like they're just kind of leaning forward as they're, I guess, sliding along. The very weak-looking elbows are, well, the folded fabric at those points seem empty almost. And you can,
Interesting.
and you, what else can I give you? That's about it. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So that roll was that perception or investigation?
Investigation.
Cool. With 23, your eye slides over the 3 books in this guy's lap, and you can kind of get the details of what they're about. There's one that is on rare and mysterious in quotation marks. It's on the book.
Yeah.
Or flora.
Ooh.
There's another one about what's the word? Come on, brain, what's the word? There's another one about like deep dives and like subconscious stuff, like psychology. Like it looks like a kind of a mix between dream interpretation and like sub-psychology of the unconscious.
Interesting.
The third one is a book of religion, myth, and mythology, or at least how mythology relates to some religions. Like it's got pictures of Crunkle and
Oh,
what's come on brain shakes. Um,
like
retro not retrospect.
right,
Retrospect's not known.
yeah,
Just lesser known Ikequelian gods.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like misfortune, like the luck
Yes, and the
pentagon,
Luck Trio.
yeah, luck trio. Uh, they look down at these titles for a moment, and then they go, "I have a question. Uh,
I think you probably have many questions, but yes. Anyway, go on.
I have one of many questions. Are you a professor?"
You hear a kind of squawk, and he kind of stops in the middle of the main aisle, puts a hand on top of the three books in his lap, and another one just covers his beak. Uh, Puts his head down. You see his shoulders start to shake, and so this person in front of you, this Birdman, he is all outlined. There's no detailing. I should probably describe what he looks like earlier. And he's wearing like a blue sari, like a gauzy blue fabric. The top's got like flowers and stuff on it.
Oh, lovely.
Anyway, you see him kind of shake a little, but you see his hands start to go from like a normal outline. They seem to get fluffier as he starts to shake. Just oh no, I'm not a professor. I Lord forbid, I went to college for 1 year before I decided that it wasn't for me. I just have a lot of problems, and he looks down at the books. There is a look on his face.
They kind of tilt their head at that. A lot of problems.
Oh, okay, to be fair, the problems that I'm dealing with aren't actually mine. And he pats the books and says, some of them, well, most of them are actually from other people. There's someone that I know who, well, they have a magical issue, such ailment. There's another person, my employee actually, who just, well, they built a little differently than some tunes that I know. They're more robotic in nature, and
They
I
they nod solemnly.
and they're having issues as well. It's just the issues I'm dealing with aren't my own, to be quite frank. But wait a hand, it doesn't matter. You were looking for a book, you said, weren't you?
Oh, yes. Um, and they go before they turn to the bookcase that they're looking for. They go. I'm glad that you are attempting to assist your friend's problems. And then they go over to the eye shelf, and they start looking around for the title that they're after.
You hear the sound of smooth wheels on wood following after you. Well, firstly, I would argue that they're not my friends. One of them is my employee, and you really can't fraternize and have friendships in an employer-employee sort of relationship. It's not exactly appropriate, and then there's the issue of favoritism.
They
So
they
we're
tilt
not.
they tilt their head. You can't.
Well, no, you really, no, you shouldn't. At least
Oh.
as far as he blinks a couple times. The eyebrows he doesn't have furrow. You really shouldn't be friends with your employees. Again, it's a matter of favoritism. It's not fair to anyone else that you may hire or have hired if you're friends with your employee. you just don't do it.
But
Starts picking at his blanket. And as for the other person, I don't know if I would call them a friend exactly. It's the invisible brows furrow further. The blanket picking gets a little faster.
on at this point, this stranger isn't really paying attention anymore. They're just kind of looking for the book.
They shoot him out.
They tuned him out because they are suddenly distracted by the titles.
That's so valid.
They suddenly go, "Oh, I have found it."
Lau shakes his head. Looks over. Right, yes, we're doing this. Found it. Well, where is it? Should we need help getting that down as well?
They find it's there's an issue with this one. You notice it's very much in the bookcase, and it's actually at your level, Lau. However, it is very tightly wedged in. Someone made a point to overstuff this particular shelf.
Oh gosh.
And
Wow.
and whenever the stranger reaches over and like pokes at it, they frown a bit.
Lau squints and walks his head from side to side, as birds are wont to do. And he is look up at this person. So obviously you're not incredibly tall, but how strong would you say you are?
There's a pause, and they kind of scratch their. You notice that they try and scratch their head, but they knock their brim a little bit. Instead, they make a big effort to like go on top of the brim and poke at and scratch their head. And they go, I remember being able to lift up a person for 5 seconds.
Is that real kind or toon? Because depending on which one, toon kinds do have quite fluctuating weights, especially UPAns.
It was a skeleton bird, I think.
Skeleton, but I think kind of mutters to himself, what is it with all the birds lately?
Birds are
Skeleton bird, probably
nice.
not incredibly heavy.
And they falter a little bit, and you could see that they actually kind of look a little put out. No, it was not very heavy.
Slow nod. Well, I think... Lau's leaning back in his chair and kind of scratching at the side of his face, looking at this thing, squinting. I'm trying to figure out how to get this out. I think I have an idea. Gonna go around to the other side of the bookcase.
Yeah.
And okay, let me just double check. No, he's not gonna do that. He's not that stupid. But my man can be real dumb. He's not this dumb. Oh hell yeah! Okay.
Oh.
He's going to just kind of peek his head around the side of the bookshelf, and you might want to come around this side for this. It's it you might want to be out of the range of this.
Uh, the the stranger blinks and obeys. They go around and they follow him to the other side.
Cool. As you do that, you see. I don't know if this is like a double stuffed bookshelf or not, or if it's a single one. But
For what I think you're about to do, we'll say single.
okay. He puts his hand on the back of the wedged book, and see him grip the side of his chair very tightly, and he says, "I'm starting to have second thoughts about this, but no, fuck it, do it." And he slams his hand on the back of the book, and he's gonna cast Pulse Wave
Oh.
on the book, which is here.
You
So
create
you
intense.
create intense pressure, unleash it in a 30-foot cone, and the side of the pressure pushes or pulls creatures and objects. Each creature in that cone must make a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes 66 force damage on a failed save, or half as much as damage on a successful one. Because he's doing this to a book,
Who can't roll.
this cannot roll, sadly. It is a 30-foot cone.
So
I feel like before he casts this, he does say, "This is the first time I've had to cast this, so hold on, just about there." And he tells you to hold on to the side of his wheelchair.
with difficulty, they do.
We roll a strength save because Lau didn't put his fucking brakes on.
Okay.
And I mean, 30 foot of pure force, unless you're strong enough to like hold against that, guess what? The force is gonna push one particular way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be towards the books.
Well, damn. They hold on. They
Okay,
have a vice grip.
cool. So you hold on, but unfortunately, the person that you're holding on to does not hold on super well. Whilst not only is the book you're looking for forced out of the shelf, with a couple other 100,000 books falling off, probably, but also pushed back, to the back of the other bookshelf behind you
Oh,
with
God.
blood, and thunk, and Al clutches the back of his head with both of his hands and just, oh, fuck's sake, and he just rubs. I did it push. Not how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to push me backwards.
Let's see. That's a lot of force. Whether they held on or not. You notice that your passenger essentially has flopped to the ground in a stunned kind of state.
Okay. Lau immediately is gonna roll a medicine check. Because cleric mode. Stands over and just says, "Oh, please don't tell me you've shattered your head on a bookshelf or something, or wherever it is your brain or thought processes are. Are you alive?"
The first thing you notice is that the stranger's hat is gone, and and peering up at you from the rumpled pile of trench coat are a couple of dazed-looking, glowing yellow eyes, and a couple of curled antennae twitching, and they go, I do not think I have a brain.
Lau is Now is thinking. Uh, so I rolled a nat 20 on a medicine.
You rolled that 20.
Yeah.
Well,
How is this person doing?
I will say, well, you you don't quite know what this thing is. However, you can tell that they just look more dazed than anything. They're already kind of perking up a bit, and the little antennae on their head on top of their dome that doesn't have any cracks in it or anything like that are seem to be perking up. So they seem fine. As to what the heck they are, you you're not entirely sure. But they seem okay.
That's fine. This is a Toonland. Lau has seen things. He doesn't
Yeah,
understand it.
yeah.
He does that quick look over and just sighs and says, "Well, I suppose you don't need an actual other eye." And he points at the spot um, where their eye socket is.
They blink a bit. It is brighter and oh no. And suddenly they're looking around frantically. And they go, hat, 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 hat. Where is it? Where is it?
Lau's gonna roll a quick investigation to see if you can find the hat. Uh, actually, yeah, no, let's go with that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Go Bubba. 11.
11.
Ugh.
11
Eleven.
was me.
That's you.
Yeah. 16. I think were you 16?
Yes.
Yeah. This the stranger seems like frantically looking around to the point where they just overlook the hat around the pile of books that have fallen. I think you see it sticking out, Lau, in the fallen bunch of books.
Cool. Question is. Oh wait, yeah, he can do this 3 times. He's gonna. Right, and he's gonna snap his fingers again, cast Unseen Servant again, which is gonna scoop down, pick up the hat, and then he's gonna wave a hand at the frantically searching thing. Point. Looking for this.
The thing perks up and immediately just kind of snatches the hat in midair and quickly shoves it back on their head. And they go, "Did anyone see anything?"
Lau's gaze slowly turns towards the college students a couple aisles away. There are more students on the sleeping pile. Some of them have curled up on the table. Then he kind of looks one way and then another way. And he kind of sits back and just, I don't think anyone saw anything. But that did make a racket, and he points at the book pile. So perhaps you'll either want to get yourself resituated or hide somewhere else if you're trying.
They look around and they shake their head and they go, "No, I came here for something and I will not leave until I get these books." And they dust themselves off and they kind of rise up from the ground, trying to give that illusion again that they are a rather tall kind of being. But then they look around and they go, I must bring back the books that I have lost in this pile.
Al looks down at the pile. Well, I suppose I've got nothing much better to do. Did you want? And he kind of points. Are they wearing their coat again, by the way?
They're wearing their coat. They're wearing their coat again. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just nods and just. Well, Anna looks around.
And they suddenly they quickly look at Lao and quickly go, question, you are not affiliated with a massive machine, are you?
Machine. I don't think I would call Drew massive, so no. The only machine I know is rather short.
At that, the stranger nods rapidly and goes, "All right, okay, and they turn away and look back at the book pile.
Now looks at them, looks down the aisle again, looks down and says, well, even if no one seems to have heard it now, I would rather we be quick about this, and not be associated with it when someone inevitably discovers it. And he quite kind of, not frantically, but quickly starts to try and not sort through the books, but push them out of the way to try and find the one that
Yeah.
he will call out, what's the title and who's it written by? If it's multiple, just give me the names.
They're in a mind to hide as well, so so they start shuffling through and they list off. There is traps for there is traps for non-roguish sorts. There is the title, I do not want this in my house. I do not want this in my scouse. There is the title, Master of Disguise, the actually good edition. And finally, they actually pick up a title that they seem a little startled at, as if they didn't expect to see it. And they go, oh, Stars Illustrated and Illuminated by Professor Woodlake Von Drake. Professor Woodlake Don Drake, the other one.
As you say that, you see, or you can hear like a plink, 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 and now's Carl's kind of curl up, looks over at the book and says, oh, actually, that might also have to borrow that one at some point. I think Drew would quite enjoy that one. At least let him know it's in here. And he kind of absentmindedly starts to sort through. I guess I'm going to roll another investigation.
Yeah, I'm going to roll investigation as well.
You like this bird. Well, that is what I would call 9.
Oh, that's 9. That's a 16.
Yeah.
I feel
with a 9, I feel that Lau is trying to search for certain things, but he also keeps getting distracted by other books. Like pulling out books on like certain robotics, like and then there's a heart. I love my robot, and he just looks at this and is like, oh, that reeks of Boston, and he chucks it away. And he just seems to be pulling out. He's kind of searching for what you're doing, but he's also, his eyes get stuck on the other like little robotic books, like basic soldering and the appropriate things to use to fix your broken machine kind of dealio. With N1A, with the 16.
L1A with a 16. I think they get sidetracked now and then as well, but I think they manage to uncover the I do not want this in my house. And they, having been familiar with traps for non-roguish sorts earlier, they managed to find that too. They seem to be having trouble finding Master of Disguise, the actually good edition.
Well, I was going to kind of look down at the books and say, well, you seem to have found at least a couple of them, and the other one began with an M, so they're most likely not actually in this pile. Kind of quickly zips around, looks around the corner again, looks down the stairs, looks down the other aisles. I don't see anyone coming, but I would definitely recommend that we get a move on.
The stranger, in quotation marks, stands up with the three books in hand. They decide to take along The Stars Illustrated and Illuminated by Professor Woodlig, and they go, should we question, should we not tidy these as well?
No, leave it, it's fine. And he just absentmindedly reaches out for the sleeve and gives it a gentle, he doesn't yank it, but he does like do a gentle guide, like, come along, just leave it, it's fine. They're paid to clean up messes anyway, it's fine. I apologise to all librarians everywhere.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for this bird's behaviour. Yeah, takes you long. He looks at the book in your hand and says, might be a strange question, but when you're finished with that, and he points at the Ludwig book, would you mind letting me know when you do? I have an associate that would quite like to read that, I think.
They look at the star book and they go, yes, of course.
Excellent. All right. I appreciate that. Turns around quickly, keeps going.
I think at this point, the stranger is letting themselves be dragged along. They kind of look cursorily back at the pile, and are a little bit put out, but they're ultimately letting themselves be dragged along.
As you look over at the pile, you do see one very sleepy college student stumble across the file, fall with a clatter, and then just curl up and go, me.
And the stranger goes, observation. It seems to have become a nest.
Now looks over his shoulder, sees the college student. Yes, well, depending on the kind of book, they can make quite good nesting material, but typically you have to rip them up first and not just lay on them like that. They're college students, so they don't really care where they collapse, so shrugs.
They look over at Lau and they go that I am concerned for these college students. They seem to have no sense of self-preservation.
It's less a sense of self-preservation and more that they're in survival mode. Typically, to be quite frank, I think everyone should be concerned about college students.
They give a solemn nod.
In this FPS, we support college students.
We support college students. Good luck.
We support college students. But yeah, Lau tugs them along towards the M section.
They're happy to kind of let go of his hand at this point, and you notice that they seem to be they put the books down, and you notice that they seem to be making less of an effort for the charade. The whole coat and hat seem to be like floating upwards quite a bit towards the top shelf.
As Lau looks up at them, he won't call out, but he will say, no, we are rather tucked away nearer the back at the moment. You don't have to do all this gestures if you don't want to. Don't think anyone's going to come back here for a while. It's too dark.
They hesitate a bit, and they look down, and they go, it is not college students that I am afraid of.
Deciding that. Lau's eyes kind of go from like round pupils to slightly more slitted.
Yeah.
God damn. What's your insight anyway? Oh, that's your insight. Okay. I forgot that. It's a 17 on your insight.
17 on insight. You get the feeling that they're not this means of disguise isn't it's how do I phrase it? They seem to be they're wary of something. They've decided that they're obviously kind of not wary of you, and the glance that they give you implies that they don't see you really as a threat, or you're not what they're hiding from. Maybe the general public isn't what they're hiding from.
Okay.
This seems to be something that they deem very necessary right now, regardless.
Lau sits a second. Oh, if it makes you feel more secure, then I suppose keep it on. Although I would probably look into padding of some sort for the rest of it. It can be, kind of looks it over, it can be a little obvious, especially in the arm area. Someone is really looking.
They look at their saggy sleeves.
Saggy baggy arms.
Saggy baggy arms, their noodle arms.
Even if it's just a couple of sticks, tie them together with a bit of string and stick them in there and make sure they bend at the elbow point. It should do the job.
They seem to lift their droopy arm up as if up to their chin, as if thinking. And they go, perhaps Woodley Professor can create some kind of device.
I am gonna roll a history, because Lau has read enough books that he may know who the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my! No, I'm rolling that again.
Oh?
I don't give a damn about him that one. No.
Oops is this man?
Better. It's slightly better. What is your history? Oh, why is his history so high? Hello?
Oh, that's a
20?
That's a dirty 20. You know who Woodlake is. One, it's the author of the Star book that you're interested in. And two, yeah, no, you've read several books by him. He's a self-proclaimed expert in just about everything and anything scientific and musical and music and hobby, and he's probably got a few dream reading books of his own. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, his eyes slowly widen and dilate a bit. You... You know Professor Ludwig personally?
And
at least you're in contact.
They perk up a bit, and I'm gonna make them roll wisdom really quickly because they're trying to be incognito, but like
this is the not father they're talking about here.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna tell you how cool my not dad is.
Oh, what's the wisdom? What's my wisdom? +1. That's not too bad. Oh no, they're gonna talk about their not dad. Oh yes. I live with I live with Woodley Professor.
Thanks. I can't say I know much about Woodley's private life, but I don't think I've ever heard of him having at least anyone living with him, or any family members I can think of.
Oh yes. Well. I'm not family per. Oh. And they think a bit. They shake their head a bit. I do not think I am family. I am ward. I am ward with my friend, and come on Em. Come on Em.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh wait, no, that's not right.
That's you. Let them gush. Let them go off. Let them speak about. Yeah, you're gonna have to talk all out again.
Whoops, that was the wrong. Delete. Wait, that's not right either.
Huh,
oh, wait, there we go.
There we go.
I think as soon as they start like going on a roll, they reel back a little bit and they go, I live with him with my friend, and he is very he is very kind, and he teaches us a lot, and actually he recommended that I go here because this is a large database essentially, and Woodley Professor he told me about stars and how they work, and I would like to learn more about them. And he's made us several beds, because we usually aren't in a good shape for beds, but he figured out a way, and they just keep going.
As they keep going, Lau just kind of and nods. He is listening. He's also looking for something here too. So oh, now you roll a bit higher. Okay. But as he is nodding along and to whatever this being is saying, they say, well, I don't know what exactly your dynamic with the man is like, but to me it rather sounds like you've been adopted. So, congratulations, I suppose.
They stop talking at this. Query, adopted? No.
Pauses. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And they They slowly shake their head. No, 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 he already has, he had, no, I do not think so. No, no. It is true that he has helped us a lot, but that is because he is just kind. Yes.
Well, again, I don't know your relationship with the man. It could be anything, but I do know that setting up somewhat permanent residence for you and him recommending you go out and find out things for yourself. Well, I could be wrong. Shrugs. Plucks out a book from the shelf, looks it over, looks at the spine, flicks a couple of pages inside, nods, pops it on his lap. Well, but I'm just telling you how it sounds to me.
The stranger kind of, they've gone pretty quiet, and after a beat they turn and they look at the top shelf and they find the book that they're looking for. They tug it out. It's the Master of Disguise, the actually good edition, and they flip back down and put it on the top of the small stack of books that they've accumulated. And they go, does it really sound like that?
Sorry, could you repeat yourself? My dog just huffed.
No, all good. They go, does it really sound like that? That we are a family?
Well, Lau tips back in his chair, drums his fingers on the top of the books. Well, in my admittedly limited experience with how found family, I believe it's called, works in Inkwell, it sounds like it's on its way to it, if not already. If if there was trouble with you finding a way to have a bed of all things, and they went out of their way to make a comfortable one for you, that perhaps might be just friendly kindness, but when it comes to friendly kindness in Inkwell, it tends to evolve towards familial connections, at least in my experience.
And they go, even if you have not been functional or kind, or, well, no, kindness is essential. Even if you have not helped them enough?
Oh, give me a sec. Cool. What's that? Okay, cool, that's fine. It's all well and good. Owl's outline kind of wriggles a bit. It has gone back to its normal kind of smooth lines from when it was fluffy. He looks down at his stack and says, something I've noticed about Toons is that it doesn't matter whether you're kind enough or haven't done enough or aren't, even if you think you aren't good enough or what have you. If someone here tends to think of you kindly and wants you around, then more often than not, there's not really anything you can do to stop them. And rather I've either got to try and make your own way and fuse that sort of connection, or you have to double down and, well, accept it, I suppose. But answered your question. Yes.
They they look down at their pile of books and they go, I see. I think that explains much. And just gonna roll a quick. Ah, oh, dang it.
I pat you so gently.
Not used to this this script. Oh. They reach down, they try and grab the stack of books. They tug once, but in doing so, they not only do they unsuccessfully, they don't succeed in lifting it at all, but they accidentally knock the pile over.
As the last book thumps into the ground, looks down at the books. And he just pats the top of his stack. Just put them on me. I'm not likely to fall over or drop anything. Save you the trouble.
And the very sheepishly, the stranger picks up one book at a time and hands them over to Lau.
I will say, as you pick up the book, you probably are able to glance over the other book that Lau picked up. And the title reads Music of Inkwell, Score and More.
Ooh. At that, the stranger's eyes widen a bit and they go, oh, I do have a question. One more question, and that is all.
Hey. Did I drop out?
Yeah, I think you dropped out, sorry.
And nah, you're good. I'll just ask away.
Will you be, when you are done with that book there, and they point to Music of Inkwell, could I bring it, could I borrow it instead? As well?
Lau thinks a couple of times. Yes, well, I mean, yes, of course you may. I am going to leaf through it a little bit, but honestly, I was going to give it to someone I know. Actually, no, that's ridiculous. They probably already know everything in this book. Either way, I'll probably just thumb through it. Yes, I'll be happy to do an exchange.
And the stranger goes, yes, an exchange. That is, we will trade the books. It is a deal.
Yes, yes, it's agreed. And you'll see one hand resting on the stack, the other hand reaches out. His outline is now slightly fluffier. And there's a little quirk up of the mouth. He holds out his hand to you.
And the stranger returns the handshake
Yes.
with their strange three-fingered hand.
Well, you shake Lau's hand, and it feels kind of like it's kind of like you're shaking water that's slightly condensed.
Huh. They withdraw their hand after the shake and they grasp at the air. Oh, observation. That is interesting.
Hmm? Oh, what my this points at his outline.
You feel unlike many tunes I have met.
Yes, well, tunes tend to be quite unique in their designs. Kind of lifts and turns his hand around. I believe the word for what I am is Howson, I believe. I well, my outline is charcoal, you see, and squints and looks around. And is like, just one moment, and I'm gonna roll him a dex check. He's gonna try and get his writing book out from underneath.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
that's a really nice roll.
Yeah, he slides his book out from underneath the stack, and he flips through it, and he shows you the insides. And stranger, that's a bunch of scrawly mess that you can't really read.
They squint.
So you see, this is I actually didn't use quill or a pencil or anything like that for this. I actually he flips to a spare page, holds up one of his fingers, and then starts to bite onto it. Fun
They're
thing about
sorry.
go ahead.
Their eyes grow wide at this.
My outline is actually charcoal. And then he holds his finger up again, and you see that the part that he was writing with is actually thinner. And then you notice that the hand he was writing with, his fingers, they all seem to be like slightly thinner in places. Like the back of his hand has more outline, and the inside of his hand has less, a lot fainter,
Oh,
or thin lines. It's
I,
a part of how I work is just, well, it's convenient that I don't need an inkwell or quill or pencil to do things. Considering I'm a living piece of charcoal, because it's ants.
they blink a bit and then a little worried they ask, "Are you using your outline? Will it be used up?"
Oh, eventually, probably. But then I just wait. And his eyes narrow and furrows, and he snaps the book shut, puts it on the top of the pile, and scratches his beak. I should probably check my stock, but I should have enough to redo this. Um, it's it's not as bad as it could be. It's I've had worse, so this is fine.
They frown a little bit and they go, um, if you need more charcoal or anything, I will be happy to bring it with the book.
His mouth kind of twitch. I appreciate the sentiment, but it can't just be any old charcoal. It's and his eyes kind of drift away, staring into the middle distance a bit. It has to be very specific kind.
Oh, and they droop a little bit. I
I appreciate the offer.
well, I hope you get a lot of the charcoal that you require. Yes.
So do I. That does remind me I need to check my stock tomorrow. If I'm getting low, I need to send a letter home. Hopefully they don't send it with my bloody uncle this time. He just sort of mutters to himself, shakes his head.
But
Anyhow, is there anything else that you can think of that you need here?
they look around a little bit, and they shake their head. No, I. And they reach into their pocket, and I might do a hammer space roll actually.
E. And a space.
Wait, is that it? Did I get that?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
only the
yeah.
one that you have to have.
Okay, good. They pull out a very fancy looking library card.
I feel like when you say fancy, it's got like nice gold filigree around the
Yeah,
edges instead
yeah,
of like
yeah.
black cards.
Basically, yeah, yeah.
Lau's eyes kind of widen. What? Where the fuck did you get one of those? Not
Uh,
even like, not even the most studious of wizards get those unless they're like 600 years old.
they blink and they go, "Oh, I'm borrowing it."
But uh, it's just like uh, words, no go. What? His beak is kind of clicked open. He's staring at that. He's staring at you. And staring at that.
Oh,
This
Woodley Professor, let me borrow it.
ah yes, of course. The wood, Professor Woodlick. He just slowly sticks his hand and rubs his head. I don't know why I'm surprised by this. We were literally just talking about that.
They casually continue on to the receptionist desk.
This strange being cannot see them, but Lau is staring on endlessly from behind as he moves forward. Damn, that's a really cool looking library card. I will say, because Lau is upstairs, you will notice that he stops behind you as he gets to the stairs.
Ah,
Not to worry.
they notice this and they go, "Oh, do you require assistance?"
At that, Lau kind of his frown turns upside down and he kind of gives you a very smug look and says, "Oh, no, 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 stairs haven't bothered me for a while." He reaches over with his right hand to his right armrest with a fist, closing down. And then he opens his fist up and lifts his fist upwards. And M1A, you see the chair's wheels begin to rattle. And the wooden spokes of his chair start to snap outwards. And they
Oh,
slowly go from like wooden spokes and they kind of curl and twist in the air, getting greener and greener towards the inside of the rim until you're looking at what seems to be a bunch of tentacle vine thingies
whoa.
slip onto the ground in a spidery octopusy fashion and lift Lau off of the ground, and then he just down the stairs.
That is so cool.
Yes, it is one thing I'm very happy my brain came up with. But as he passes by, he's like, he just looks at him, at this stranger and says, "Well, come along then."
And the stranger looks at him going, they say, "Observation, that is so cool." And they, and they follow after.
You see the stranger's Lau's outline gets like even fluffier and a little lighter, or shiny as he goes down the stairs. And I think unless there's anything else you would like to do, there is one last thing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think Lau would.
yeah.
Um, So I'm just gonna say they check out with no issue with the librarian. I think the librarian is also a college student
Yeah.
who's time.
Oh, part-time college
Um,
student. No.
yeah, they're just this sleepy little cheetah guy just
Yeah.
eating granola out of a box.
Oh God.
Check notes. And then waves a sleepy hand goodbye. Um, as they leave, Lau is gonna stop and then look over and say, firstly, I can't believe I didn't ask this before. This tends to happen a lot, actually. I don't even know what your name is. Secondly, if you're trying to go incognito, as it were, I don't suppose you know a place you would like us to meet for, this? Waves up the,
Uh,
music and more.
they blink a little bit and they think, uh, and they they look back at the library and they go, that I would I would be happy to meet back here, maybe outside, or
Lau nods, then looks, slightly scuffles between one side and the other side, looking down the alleyways. Like, well, if you want to be a little less conspicuous, we can always meet back in the M section, because everyone always looks at alleyways. The only other place I could think of is, and he points up at the rooftop. Nobody ever looks up.
and they actually nod at this. Nobody actually looks there. I've noticed.
Yes, well, I I don't actually know how or when, because I don't know when I'm going to be finished with this, but pauses. If you give me a rough well, no, because you're trying to stay hidden. How
I
about, don't worry about how I'll contact you. You will know, um you'll know when it's time.
oh, okay. I think I should be done with these at least by the next couple of weeks, but um, if that is an appropriate time frame. Oh, and by the way, I am. I cannot give out my designation freely right now, which is unusual because I enjoy doing it. Oh wow.
That's
And they go, you may call me, what did engineer say? You may call me, Maya. Maya.
oh yeah. And he leans back and squints and Maya. All right. Well, Maya, my name is Lau. And I will say, when the time comes for our meeting, don't be too alarmed by the messenger. You mean well. They are just a little excitable.
And Maya gives a nod, and they go, that is Lao friend, that is a little bit foreboding, but all right.
Give me a sec, I need a roll. No, damn it, roll properly. There we go. I can't roll properly. That's a 9 on a whiz save. He blinks and blanches at that. It's like, I wouldn't say we're friends. I literally just met you. I mean, of course I helped you out, but just Lao is fine. Or if you must allow acquaintance, I suppose. You do tend to have those little monikers on the end. But
Maya thinks and goes, Lao acquaintance is quite involved, so Lao just.
think, okay, that's...
Or just Lao. Lao just Lao. Just Lao. Lao.
There's a weird look on his face.
They're just trying. They're tossing around ideas in their head as they're thinking. Lao acquaintance. Lao.
I mean, if you're really struggling, you can just say bird. I mean, just gestures down. It's rather simple and accurate moniker.
Lao bird. Lao bird. Very well, but but Lao friend is still quite suitable, I believe. But if it causes you discomfort, then it is Lao bird.
Do you see his face contort a little and grin? Maybe not. You don't work for me, so it should be fine. But also, yes, that Laubird works. Anyhow, before I go, Maya, I should probably, if something large and green comes into your home, please don't attack it. Please. Just take it outside if you can.
They blink and they go, something large and green.
You'll know it when you see it, and it will make itself known to you. Anyhow, I should probably get going, and he's been kind of sidling, like moving sideways slowly like a crab.
Yeah.
Slowly away. His voice raises louder. I should probably get going, and then he just
They look after, like, I guess the dust cloud that he's kicked up in his departure, and they look at the books that I'm going to say, but for plot's sake, they've managed to at least somewhat carry.
I forgot to get... No, hang on. He zips back, lifts up the books, holds them out, puts them into your hands. Whether you catch them or not is no longer his issue. He away.
Hang on. They with a bit of strained effort, they managed to hold on to the books, and they look out for him, his departure, and they see him like vanishing into the distance, and
he's specifically dashing up the side of a building.
Watch as he dashes up the sides of a building.
Yes.
And
listen, these legs act as spider climb too.
Oh yeah, no, I love spider climb. It's such a great spell. And they watch him go for a bit, and then they turn around and start hovering with a bit of difficulty, but well enough, in the opposite direction. And they go, observation. That was a nice guy. And I think we'll end it there.
This is where I die. How dare you? I would sit it.
I'm killing him with love. I'm killing him with kindness.
This was very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you. It went a bit chaotic, which I'm so glad it did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. Sorry, my brain is also on the slow go. It's like chug chug chug
Yeah,
chug.
no, all good.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
I hold them softly.
Yeah.
Good bean and good inky.
Well, thank you so much, Stu, for having me and asking me to do a game with you, because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love the little guys. I hold them. I love them very much, and eventually, I hope they begin to get the confidence to bully the hell out of this man.
I know one of them will. I
Yeah.
think the other one will just earnestly go like, no, he's fine.
Oh, you poor misled child.
Yeah.
Yes, should probably end recording.
Yeah.
For anyone
Alrighty.
listening live. Thank you, anyone listening live. Thank you, anyone listening to this later on. This was grand. Keith, thank you so very much again for playing with me.
No,
You're
all
also
good.
incredibly grand.
Oh, well, thank you. You're fantastic.
Thank you. I hope you all have a good night. Or a
Yeah.
good God, whatever.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.